A very good morning to Miss Lydia Vani and my fellow friends. Today, my group members and I going to present about speech analysis report. The topic given is how we can support emotionally well-being teachers by Sydney Jensen. From the guideline, the first question is, does the speaker gain attention and interest of the audience? How and examples? Yeah, when it comes to a speech, the part which is gaining attention and interest of the audience is very important. So the speaker usually can use certain tools, but in this speech, the speaker use tools like telling a story, question an audience, and use a visual aid to gain the attention and interest of the audience at the beginning of the speech. Telling of the story like she telling her own experience as a story of a teacher at Lincoln High School. Basically, the effectiveness of the story will really gain the attention of the audience towards the speaker. Then second, she used a technique which is question the audience. She questioned the audience like what happens when one of these links feel weak. This question will make the audience like what she going to tell in after. So the audience are very give attention and interest toward her speech. Then she used a visual aid, which is a linked chain, which is a picture or image of the linked chain. And by showing the linked chain, she mentioned that the linked kind of chain, the statue is a Morse code. The second question is, does the speaker introduce the topic clearly and give examples? The This is the very most important thing after the gaining attention and interest during the speech. So from her speech, we feel like she is not clearly reveal a topic or introduce a topic, because after the introduction, the audience like us feel like this topic is mainly about teachers or students. This question arise among the listener. So from that we can conclude that the speaker does not reveal the topic clearly. The fifth question is, does the speech related to the audience? How and give examples? For us, this speech is not more related to the listeners or audience, because this topic is more about how we can support the well-being teachers. So when it comes to audience, they only get awareness of how can support the teachers.
A very good morning to my lecturer Miss Lydia Wani and my fellow friends. My name is Chua Zhong Xian, metric number 262256. Today, I'm going to talk about question number 3, 4, and 6 for our speech analysis topic. For question number 3, does the speaker establish credibility, and how does the speaker establish the credibility? My answer was yes. The speaker established the credibility by sharing her past experience and statistics. The speaker mentioned that she had a few students who go to homeless shelter and come to school with trauma. This situation has caused the speaker went back home with the feeling of having students with trauma. On the second year of teaching, the speaker having a feeling of pain towards a student named David, whose father was undocumented. The speaker hoped that she can get support from others so that she can provide the support for David. Then the speaker said that the emotional of the teachers are becoming worse when they have to serve 25 to 125 students per day. Other than past experience, statistics is also one of the way of speaker to establish the credibility. She shared the research of University of Nebraska, which show that 86% of the teacher across early childhood setting experience some depressive symptom during the week. Question number 4. Does the speaker preview the body of the speech? Is it a clear preview? And give example. A preview is the picture that given by the speaker to the audience about what he or she going to talk about. However, the main point is just in general without complete elaboration. In reaching the way of support the emotional well-being of a teacher, the speaker does not preview the body of the speech. In the beginning of the speech, the speaker just sharing the history of the school and how the process of ice-breaking section with the student. She does not clearly mention what is the topic going to talk about. Question number 6. What is the main point of the speech? Are they clear and relevant? The first main point mentioned by the speaker is to find someone to talk with and work in amazing school with great leadership. The second point is the school provide the staff member with the free access to counseling. The emotional and support staff should be trained professionally so that they can seek out the closet to trauma and check in with the teacher. Next is Wellness Wednesday. It is an activity where the yoga teacher in the neighborhood are walking around during lunch and organize social event that means to bring people together. Besides that, midweek meetup can be held by inviting all the teachers to share lunch together and talk about the things that are going well and not well. Lastly, all the teachers can take 5 minutes to write an encouraging letter to their colleague so that they knew their hard work was shared with others.
Hello everyone, my name is Yong Jianfei and the mentor number is 262205. Today I will present the speech analysis, the answer of question 7 and question 8. The question 7 is how the members are supported and elaborate with example. Through the speech, the speaker support the main point with extended example and statistic. Extended example are often called narrative, illustrate, or anecdote. Using extended example, telling a story vividly and dramatically to the audience, it will pull listener into the speech. For the example, the speaker used extended example. I have David in class again that next year, and I learned that his father was undocumented and had been deported. He started acting out in school because all he wanted his family to be together again. In so many ways, I feel his pain and I need someone to listen, somebody to provide support for me, that I could support him in this thing that I could not even comprehend. This sentence illustrates that teacher also need somebody provide support such as mental wellness support to them so they could help their student. Moreover, speaker also used statistics. The Buffer Institute at the University of Nebraska recently found that most teachers, almost 86% across early childhood setting, experience some depressive symptoms during the pre-week. They found that approximately 1 in 10 reported clinically significant depressive symptoms. This sentence illustrates 86% teachers across early childhood setting had some depressive symptoms during the previous week, and approximately 10% reported clinically significant depression. By using the statistic, audience can be more understand how serious the emotional problem of teacher more easily. Then the question 8 is, what type of organization does the speaker use? In the speech, the speaker on a question of policy and the speaker use problem solution order to organize the speech as speakers demonstrate and show the seriousness of the emotional problem of teacher. Teacher need more emotional support staff such as counselor and therapists to support the emotional well-being of them and their student. If this problem is not solving well, it will lead to tragedy. After that, the speaker point up 2 examples of solution using by other schools that can take those problems under control. According to the Lumen Learning 2014, problem solution order is one of the ways to organize the persuasive speech on a question of policy that emphasize on problem and solution. In problem solution order, it convinces the audience that there is a problem that must be addressed and get the audience believe that problem exists, so they will implement a plan for a solution. Then the speakers need to show and convince the audience that their plan can be success.
Question 9 and question 10. Question 9. Does the language used clear and concise? Elaborate with examples of the sentences. The form of imagery that used by speaker is simile, introduced with the word like or as in something in common but are fundamentally different. She said, to remind students that we all are connected, we hung that chain in the classroom as a decoration. Next, the speaker basically used parallelism, repetition, and antithesis in reason for the resources of language. The repeat used parallelism in that sentence. We are all connected. We are all links. Then the speaker had used repetition in some sentences. For instance, the opportunity that I create enables many students to talk to me and to talk to each other, to share their writing and to express their knowledge. In that sentences, the speaker repeats the word 6 times. From here, shows that the speaker used the language vividly. And then question 10. What is the types of collective used in the speech? Are the collectives effectively used? Give examples. There are 4 types of speech collectives, such as transitions, internal previews, internal summaries, and signposts. Internal summaries and signposts are the collective used in the speech. The speaker used internal summaries to remind the audience of the points have covered, to clarify and reinforce ideas. For example, she said, all these schools are taking appropriate actions for that matter, and every now and then, all of us all need a little aid to hold the stapler. From both sentences, we can see that speaker made a summary to re-emphasize the previous idea.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good morning to my beloved lecturer, Ms. Lydia Wani binti Cik Ismail, and to all my fellow friends. My name is Jiaski Koto Ini binti Muhammad Ridho. My metric number is 261742. So for my part is question number 11. Does the speaker prepare the audience for ending the speech? What methods are used? Elaborate with example of sentence. So my answer is yes. The speaker prepares the audience for ending the speech. The speaker used dissolve method at the end of the speech because she concludes the speech by a conclusion that generate emotional appeal by fading step by step to a dramatic final statement. For example, in her speech, she said about the chain that hangs in a classroom. She said those link hangs over our heads for the entire 4 years, that our student walks our hall. She said that I have senior come back to my classroom, room 340, and they can still point out where their links hangs. They remember what they wrote on it. They feel connected and supported, and they have hope. And she also gave a question to the audience like, isn't that what we all need? Somebody to reach out and make sure that we are okay. This speech has evokes emotion to the audience. And then for the final words, she said every now and then we all just need a little help holding the stapler. These final words faded like the spotlight, and this speech has bring to the emotional close. Last but not least is number 12. Does the speaker reinforce the center idea? What methods are used? Give example. The speaker reinforced the center idea by referring to the introduction method. This is because in her conclusion, she was referring to her introduction about her on the first day of school. In the introduction, she mentioned about her teaching the new 9th graders about the meaning behind those links. She said that she gave them each a slip of paper. On that paper, she asked them to write anything about themselves. It can be something they love, something that they hope for, or anything that describe their identity. Then she go around and staple each of those slips together to make a chain, and then hang those chain in the classroom as a decoration, but also as a reminder that we are all connected. Then, in her closing words, she mentioned again about the meaning behind those links, the feeling of connected and supported, and she also reminded the audience that we are a link. She tied the whole speech together by returning to the story described in her introduction. That's all from me. Thank you.